Welcome ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? My name is Furo and today I will present you another Gwent deck, and this one is a Nilfgaard deck. You might remember my old Nilfgaard deck, which was with the John CALVEIT, called the Spy Master. This one is similar but still very different. Right now, if you play Gwent on the ladder or even in casual mode, what is happening is that 60 to 70% of your opponents will use Gallagher. The class is just all around, which is really annoying, but it's also super good. So the Gallagher class right now is the strongest by far in my experience. So that's obviously why everyone is playing Gallagher. Problem is, it is annoying to play against, and if everyone is using more or less the same deck, that's also not very fun. So I've changed the deck then a bit. As you can see, there are no more golems into the deck. The golems were changed recently. It's now 2 points. Still a good card, so it still allows you to thin your deck, to get some points on the board if you play the John CALVEIT. But it's not as good as it used to be. It used to be a bit more points, and John was also a bit higher. I guess he was at 4 if I remember correctly. So all in all, you're getting less points than before if you're just starting your play with John CALVEIT, get the golems on the board and another unit. Before that it was a bit stronger, so that's why right now I'm not running the golems instead. We are playing a few more bronze cards that are giving us a lot of points. We're now playing the rod tossers. We are still obviously playing the IMPERA Brigadier, which is buffed whenever a spying unit is being played on your opponent's side, and also for all the spying units already on the board, he's getting buffed. So can go up between 14 and even 20 points regarding how many units there are on the board, how long the round is going, and so on. Obviously, you're running 3 of those. That's for sure, because we have Triple Mercenary, we have CANTARELLA, and we have JOACHIM. So that's 5 spy units. Because now we're also running the Rod Tosser, there are 3 more spy units that might be seeing play with the cow here. So these are going very strong. If you look at the gold cards, there are also some changes incoming. Instead of the Siri, which was also nerfed a bit, was 7 points, now 5 points. We are now, for example, playing the VILGEFORTZ here. The TIBOR was also tuned down. He was at 10, is now at 8. The VILGEFORTZ, with that you will destroy an ally, then play the top card from your deck. Or, if another player's part, you can also destroy an enemy, and then your opponent is drawing the top bronze card from the deck and reveals it. So that's a nice drawing engine for you, gives you more points on the board, and you can, for example, kill the roach if the roach is already on the board, because nowadays he's spawning after the VILGEFORTZ is triggering his effect, so you cannot just play VILGEFORTZ and instantly kill the roach. So you need to have another unit on the board to get the effect activated here from the VILGEFORTZ. You cannot just play that and then try to kill the roach. That is unfortunately not happening anymore. Because of all the Gallagher decks and all the nice little Morkvarks, all the Olgiers, all the Savage Bears, and all the X-Men that you will face, we are now also running LETHO of GULET. Before that I was running Ragnarok, but that's also getting nerfed a bit here and there, so a few more points for the Ragnarok, and that's why LETHO of GULET is right now a really good tech card against a lot of decks, not only Gallagher, so there are also other decks out that are pretty mean, so LETHO of GULET is helping us. If you use him as a spy, so you can either use him on your own side or you can use him on as a spy. If you use him as a spy, you will set his power down to 1, and then you will, when you deploy him, you will banish 2 units of each side of the units and boost the units by their power. So that means if you apply that in the front row of your opponent's side, then you will obviously use that on the Morkvark, use that on an Olgierd, use it on a Savage Bear. Your opponent is losing all these units, the LETHO is then getting the points on them, but he's not getting the future value for the later round. So if you play him, for example, on the first round, your opponent is not getting the points from the Morkvark in round 2, in round 3, he's not been able to get the Savage Bears back. That's pretty decent stuff. On the other hand, you can also use the LETHO for your own side. So, for example, if your opponent is playing a Gambi deck and then dropping the Gambi on the board, what you are trying to do with LETHO is that you want to save your units, save your points. You just need to be careful that he's not using the shackles on the LETHO, because then LETHO is obviously going down to silver and still getting killed by Gambi. So use it wisely. Also, if your opponent is using a lot of weather, you can just save your bronze cards and get all the power onto the LETHO, which should help you a lot in this regard. The rest of the deck is still similar to the old Spy Master deck that I used a couple of weeks ago, so nothing too fancy here. The only card that might be interesting is maybe the Elder Thunder, which is just there for the Savage Bear, because the bear is now 6 points. Elder Thunder dealing 7, and you want to kill the Savage Bears, definitely. They are so annoying, so don't leave them on the board too long. And also with the double medic here, if you kill as a first play, you use the Aldous Thunder to kill a Savage Bear, you could just use a medic and steal his Savage Bear. So that is really nice. A Savage Bear on your own side is not that annoying. More annoying for your opponents, so try that as well. And that's more or less it for the guide of the deck. We will now play the deck a bit. A few gameplay here and there, so to give you a better clue of what the deck is doing. And hopefully we can kill a few Skelligers. That would be very nice. So annoying to play against right now. Surprise, surprise. Our first game is not against the Skelliger deck, but instead Northern Realms. We are seeing a Foltest deck here. So that will be an interesting matchup. Roach is definitely not needed here. We have TIBOR, we have CAHIR, ACKES. So what are we doing here? Probably dropping the medic, probably dropping the brigade. Hope to find some mercenaries here. And we are obviously also dropping the roach. We're gonna start with the brigade. Then we are dropping the medic and getting Aldous Thunder and dropping the roach as well, getting the VANHEMAR. That looks like a decent start. Opponent needs to start, so his first move is always just dropping the Foltest on the board. That is boosting all loyal bronze and silver units in his hand and also in his deck. So there will be some machines incoming normally. Let's see. Are we starting just with the... Yeah, we're just starting with IMPERA Brigade. And then next move, most likely, is just the Mercenary. Hoping to get another IMPERA Brigade, obviously. That's always a nice starting point.
Trouble approaches.
Okay, this one is a problem, so we could just kill it with the Aldous Thunder. Otherwise, the Gadvini Siege supports, if he has more and more on the board, he is buffing all the units, so he's boosting each ally that is coming and also adding armor to it. And if it's machine, he's boosting it by 2 and adding 2 armor it. That can be getting out of control. There is the Adept, so now we have the problem that there is some weather on the board. But because we have some weather clearers in the deck, we are not forced to directly go into the VANHEMAR. That's why we are starting here with the Mercenary. See, maybe we are getting that. Just a Rod Tosser. So Rod Tosser is also fine. Let's go for the Rod Tosser here. We are spawning a cow, which is then hopefully killing the Turazar Adept. Brigade is now at 9 points. And because we have a CAHIR here and because we have the John CALVEIT, we can see a lot of the cards from the top of our deck. So we can find our clearer, our weather clearer. That might not be too bad. Already going for the Witchers here. So Wesemir is spawning the Lambert, spawning Eskel. He's playing the Ninike later. That is then getting the silver units back in his deck. And then he's playing those again in round 3. So he's not looking forward to win round 2 normally. He's just going to win the first round and then the third round. If his hand is not super great. You never know that. So this is not too hot. I guess we're going for John CALVEIT. See what we can find now. Cantarella. So if we go for Cantarella here... yeah, I mean, we can just drop that here, right? We can drop that here. We have still a Rod Tosser, yeah. Okay, so it's okay. We're not interested in the Roach, obviously, so ending the selection. We're getting then the Medic. That was the other card that was on top of the deck. The Roach is now at the bottom of the deck. Currently 43 to 19 points, but that's okay. We are just killing the Cantarella here with the Rod Tosser. By the way, obviously buffing the Brigade again. He's getting buffed once more because with his next cow that is coming, he's buffed with the JOACHIM that is coming. And the Blue Step Scout, which would clear any sort of weather in the row. There is none at the moment, so it doesn't matter too much. We'll then go for another Rod Tosser. Hit the lane here. Hope to kill the 7. Not very useful to drop that in the front row. There's still the Mercenary. Brigade is now at 11 points. Just losing 1 point each turn. Isn't too great, but definitely better to keep the weather clearer right now. Yeah, there is another Frost. So we could now go for the weather clearer. He still might have another one in his deck. You never know. If we just drop the VANHEMAR here and then, for example, play the Stammelford Tremors later, we are in fact dealing more damage than what the Frost is currently providing him. Yeah, so we might just... We'll also just go for the car here. Alright, we're going for the car here first. See what is there. And there's a weather clearer, so that is fine. Going for that, we are clearing the weather in the front row. And we will also buff... let's buff the Brigade. Because if we play the JOACHIM, there's a decent chance... damn it. There's a decent chance that we get another Brigade on the board. Right now he's 12 points ahead, but that's fine. He's losing 8 here with the cow, hopefully. Going for the reinforcements. So what are you picking up right now? Gatvini Siege support.
Trouble approaches.
Okay, Gatvini Siege support is a bit of a problem, but only slightly. So if we use the medic here right now, there is unfortunately not much to pick up. We could pick up the blue strap scout. That will be an option. And we're clearing the weather here. Might not be too bad, to be honest. Yeah, I guess we're doing that. So picking up a blue strap scout. You could also snatch the Gatvini Siege support here, obviously. But I guess that is more useful right now. We're still more or less winning at the moment because of stuff like the VANHEMAR. So he's hitting this one. We are going now for the Joachim the Vet. Dropping that here in the back. These are all at 5. We're getting another medic. Ooh, nice. So with the medic we are now stealing the Gatvini Siege support as well. So every unit that we are playing is getting buffed, getting some armor. Currently 7 points ahead. If we drop the VANHEMAR here, we're winning the round. Dropping the CAHIR mats and going for some nice little buff. There you go, and also spawning the ROACH. Which means currently 30 points ahead, quite a lot. We are now dropping the VILGEFORTZ. Let's just get that here in the back row. We are hitting the medic, obviously, which is only 1 point. Getting another card from the top, which is another IMPERA Brigade. So this one is getting buffed 3 times. Plus he's getting buffed through the Gatvini Siege support. Means we are only 10 points behind. We still have 1 more card to play. He is now passing. And that means we will just go for the VANHEMAR. Dropping the Stammelford Tremors here. And with that we are going ahead, winning the first round. That's definitely not what our opponent likes to see. And with 2-2 and still a TIBOR in the hand. And still the ASSIRE. That's a pretty good outcome. He is looking forward to play Neneke here and then get the Witches back in his deck, but he already played the reinforcements, so there is not that high of a chance to get really the Witches then back. We'll have to see. No need for the Brigade at the moment, so we're dropping that. LETHO is great. Rod Tosser, yeah, that's fine. We will start here with the ASSIRE ANAHID. And we will just pick up the... Oh man, which is my Roach now? Oh, that totally sucks. I obviously want to pick up my Roach. But if we pick the wrong one, that is just annoying. Oh man. That is just annoying. Cannot pick the Roach then. Because if we just pick the wrong one, that is just giving him 3 points. We cannot do that. Wow. Cannot do that. So let's just pick this one and the Joachim. I would love to pick the Roach, but again, I'm not sure which one is the right. We're going for the Joachim. Oh boy. Forgot that he also had a Roach in the graveyard. That's so annoying that they are not showing you. That would be just a nice little border, red and green or so. That would be enough. And because the Neneke is only showing him cards from his side, he's obviously picking the Roach. So we are still 1 point ahead, so he needs to play another card. There might be Shani in his deck as well, and if he's playing the Shani, then he's obviously picking the Eskel here and spawn all the Witches on the board. He only played 1 gold card so far, so highly likely that the Shani is coming. Then we are dropping the Rod Tosser and at least kill a few of the units. Yeah, that's not too bad, so let's just pass. He needs to play another card. Means we are then, for the last round, it's 2 cards to 3 cards. Going for Dantalion. With the Dantalion, he's now buffing the Witches in his deck. These are getting stronger. Which on the other hand means that the Rod Tosser, the cow, is just hitting the 5 points from the lowest Witcher. So he's not losing that many points. On the other hand, he's also spawning the Roach now, which wasn't too clever. So, in his situation, he probably should have waited with the Dantalion. Played him in the last round, but, well, that's his play. So probably there is a Shani in his hand and 1 unknown card. It could be another Gatvini Siege support. I guess he only has played 2. Brigade. Again, we don't need the Brigade here. We don't want to kill the cow, so there is some strong... Mercenary, yeah. Okay, Mercenary is better.
Don't teach your grandma to suck eggs.
Oh, that is great. He was drawing a Witcher here. That is really great. That is really great. So we will then just drop Rod Tosser here, pushing the cow into the front row. Let's see if there's still Shani. There is Shani. And what are you now playing? Gatvini Siege support. If he's going for that, man, he's doing... If he's going for the Gatvini Siege support, he should have used that first. And then the other units would have been buffed here. That was not good. That was really not good. So the cow right now is killing the Gadvini Siege support, which means I don't want to play the mercenary first, because this one would also get buffed by the siege support. We are not doing that. What we are doing instead is dropping the TIBOR, which is then another nice little buff here on the board. He's getting reinforced ballista, 10 points, really nice, still 3 points ahead. He's doing the Gadvini Siege support, so that is 5 points missing. So that is 4 points of damage. Little buff here and there. So he currently has 8 points advantage. We will now play the mercenary. So we could also do that as the last play and saving the points here. We are still behind. So the last card, what will you have? Yeah, okay, we are dropping the LETHO now to save the points. Should have probably played the LETHO first. So the Philippa Eilhard is not giving anything. We will now drop the mercenary, and that should normally be enough to take down the victory.
Your humble servant.
So there is the brigade, and with that we are hitting the mercenary and winning the game. Probably should have played the LETHO first, I'm not sure. So still winning obviously, but that might have been the better play here. So let's pass and take down the victory. It might be my lucky day, but again we are not facing a Skelliger deck, which is pretty strange. But I'm not too much complaining here. We are facing another Nilfgaard, by the way. So another John CALVEIT player. That will be interesting. Let's see. We have a CANTARELLA, VILGEFORTZ. And one mercenary, one medic. We are not interested in the medic here, obviously, early on. Also not too interested in the brigade. We're dropping that one first. Getting another mercenary. We're dropping the medic. And we will also drop the bearer here. Getting a VANHEMAR, which is fine. The opponent needs to start. Let's see how he handles that. It looks like he's interested in playing the leader. No, he's playing the brigade as well first. So we're going for the Elder Sunder, then hitting the brigade. Not giving it too much value out of that. If we are waiting with the Elder Sunder, he is just instantly playing a spy, and the brigade is out of reach for an Elder Sunder. Now playing the John CALVEIT. Getting another brigade on the board. Yeah, that's not too bad. So we might just play a Rod Tosser here. Give him a cow into the front row. And let's see how he handles this one.
Your humble servant.
Mercenary. And what are you getting? Okay, this one is obviously killing the cow. There you go. And so how about another one? Obviously the plan was to play our brigade here and then getting buffed by the cow. That's now not happening. Let's see if he's able to kill the second cow. Nah, he's not. He's dropping just one cow here on his side. We are now going for the brigade. He's getting buffed by his cow, or our cow, depending on how you see it. Currently 6 points behind. And there's another ALZUR'S brigade. Well, someone is running way better. We could now go for the VANHEMAR. But to be honest, I want to save that. So what we are doing is dropping the VILGEFORTZ. And we will eat the cow. Spawning the roach and also getting another card here. Which is, he could have given me that earlier. So we're dropping the brigade, we are killing his mercenary. Getting buffed. Pushing the roach on the board. Gives us a 4-point advantage. And just another brigade. So now it's time to spawn some mercenaries.
Shame I had no time.
Getting the, well, the medic. We can get a brigade right now. Yeah, so that's better than just the bearer. We're dropping the medic. We're picking up the brigade here, which is then getting buffed, obviously. We have another brigade here, and we have another mercenary plus the CANTARELLA. So that's a lot of points that we can push. Going for JOACHIM the VETT. Spawning another cow, fortunately. That is not too hot. Definitely not. So we're going for another mercenary.
Your humble servant.
And that was the card I want to see. So we're getting the second brigade here. We can kill the cow without a problem. So saving us a lot of points. He's still now 1 point ahead. But our next move will be another brigade. JOACHIM is pushing down the brigade down to 3. Okay, so another brigade is coming. Which is also at 10. So hopefully he's not running the Geralt Igni. But not many people are running that at the moment. Going for the lead though, saving him a few points. Spawning the roach as well, obviously. We will then play the CANTARELLA.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Which is giving us the ASSIRE for ANAHID. That's 10 points, but we cannot play that right now, still keeping it. If we're playing that right now... Oh wait, oh shit, I was picking the wrong side. Oh damn it. We were picking the wrong card. We obviously wanted to pick the other one. And now we have the AUCKES here. So that is then using the Stamina for Tremors. He's getting 16 damage. So down to 80. We are at 80. And we will then just go for the... Okay, we're going for a draw then. The round ended in a tie. We're getting a mercenary, we're getting the TIBOR. And we have the AUCKES here, but I don't think we really want the AUCKES at the moment. That's just 4 points. We're getting the LETHO, which is definitely more points. We're then starting with the John CALVEIT here.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Picking up the CAHIR. With the CAHIR, we will pick up the JOACHIM the VETT, which is then spawning the Rod Tosser for 16 points. And we will then instantly use the CAHIR on the 5. So just like that, we have 23 points. Opponent is at 6. He's playing the mercenary. Getting a VICOVARO medic. So let's see what he's picking up. He could go for brigade. He could go for the NAUZICAA brigade and then killing the cow. He's doing that. We will just drop another mercenary.
Your humble servant.
Getting the brigade that is currently twice. That is twice. But I mean, we could just pick the medic and get a brigade out of his graveyard, so that's more points. So the medic it is. So we have the chance to pick up brigade here. We have the chance to go for another mercenary or for the Rod Tosser. If we go for the mercenary, we are getting another brigade here, which is then getting buffed. It doesn't matter. It's the same amount of points. We're just picking up the brigade. The Rod Tosser right now would only kill one medic here. That's not too good. We're only 15 points ahead. There is a Rod Tosser, which is not a problem. We still have the LETHO. So what we are doing here is eating that. We're saving the points here, which is quite a lot. We are going ahead by 17 points right now. What is that? Now the Thunder. Okay, we're still 10 points ahead. We're now dropping the TIBOR, which is giving us 23 points. Our opponent is getting another mercenary, which is fine, I would say. It's not getting too much out of that, probably. There's also TIBOR. And we're getting then the Bearer. Okay, 10 points ahead. Mercenary is giving us another 2. And he would need quite a lot here to stay relevant. Let's see. So 17 points ahead. Plus the mercenary is giving us another 2. That means we have 19 points advantage. I don't think that the card that he's getting there is giving him that amount of points. No, that is the medic, and that is only giving him the... Yeah, in the most cases he's playing the brigade. Yeah, but Tosser's not good enough. But even the brigade wouldn't be more than enough points. So winning this one, he's forfeiting.